Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America. Great to have you with us on the program today. Our website is thisweekinamerica.us. Dr. Johanna Mosca is an accomplished writer, yoga master, and teacher of teachers. She has extensive background in education, human resource development, and public speaking. Her first career consisted of 25 years as a high school English teacher, staff developer, graduate writing instructor, and educational consultant, earning her Ph.D. in writing research and theory from New York University. Johanna has also passed 2 licenses to become a New York City high school principal. Her passion is to share, through her writing, the ancient wisdom of Patanjali Yoga Sutras, helping people live in greater peace, harmony, and integrity. She's written 3 books, YogaLife, 10 Steps to Freedom, and Cultivate Contentment, using ancient wisdom to thrive in today's world. And her latest that we'll be talking about on today's program, Teen Triumph, 10 Ways to a Winning Life, bringing this ancient wisdom to teenagers. Dr. Johanna Mosca with us on This Week in America. Welcome to the program. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you, Rick.
It is such an interesting book you've got, and it is so helpful. I'm an adult. I'm not a teen anymore. I'm not even close to being a teen, and I'm reading this going, okay, I'm taking something away from this. This all started for you, this yoga and being able to reach out and help people with a vacation in Sedona, Arizona. Talk about that, because that really was life-altering for you.
Well, I went to Sedona, and its mystical, magical red rocks drew me in, and I camped outside, kind of evading the forest rangers for a while, and did yoga on the red rocks. And then I decided what I wanted to do was move there, and my passion was to lead yoga and hiking on the red rocks.
And you started doing that, and life really changed for you, and you've been able to help so many people. What is that life like when you see this transformational change in people? Like you saw in yourself when you were introduced to Sedona and the Red Rock and to yoga?
Well, I have a slogan for it. I call it Become More of Yourself in Sedona. It's about, if we can clear our minds and the chatter and the self-recrimination that's part of being human, there's so much magnificence to appreciate and feel, and the vortexes help in Sedona, and also, the peace of yoga. So it's really about clearing yourself so that more of yourself can come through.
You're listening to This Week in America. Dr. Johanna Mosca is our guest on the program today. The book is called Teen Triumph. Her website is very simple, YogaLife.net. Interesting information there from Dr. Mosca, as well as information, of course, on the book. And you can link on directly by going to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and go directly to Dr. Mosca's website and get information on the book. I mentioned the background that you had in education. The book is Teen Triumph, where you've decided to devote this book to empowering teenagers. Talk about the importance of that and why you decided, I really need the book because I think I can write this book, because I can go back and I can really make some changes in the lives. Boy, you talk about conflicted time in life. That's certainly what you go through as a teenager.
I look at the statistics on teen problems, and they're astronomical. I think I first decided I wanted to write about the yoga for teens when there was that Columbine school massacre. I just saw it on television. They're killing each other. There's so many statistics on violence and school shootings, and the third highest thing killing teenagers is suicide. They say that 1 out of 3 students has been bullied in school. There's excessive drinking, drug use, et cetera, and it's just such a hard time. It's almost like they're little puppets, and everything's pulling at them. The parents one way, siblings another,
yes.
The peers in school that they want to please, and their teachers. And the whole purpose of the book, Teen Triumph, is to get to have a little strength in yourself so you can cut some of these strings that are pulling on you.
The book is Teen Triumph. It's available at Dr. Mosca's website, which is YogaLife.net. And the wisdom that you share, it's not something that all of a sudden you thought of, or it's from a decade or two ago. We're really going back a long time in history, aren't we? And lessons that were valuable then and are valuable today.
Yes, Rick. The Yoga Sutras, or wise sayings of Patanjali, 196 sutras about how to live life for peace and harmony and well-being. They date. People aren't sure of the exact date, but some date them 2,000 years before Christ, and they've been used in every culture, every religion. And my challenge was to make them fun and give teen examples and illustrations so that children would be able to understand them and live them and make smart choices from them.
In the book Teen Triumphs, you talk a lot about the importance of inner strength. Talk a little bit about that. In fact, you said accessing your inner strength is like becoming your own best friend. Talk about the importance of that.
Well, how do I explain it? I say to the teens, sometimes in life you felt you weren't supposed to do something, but you did it, but a part of you knew. There is a part of you that is your awareness. I call it your inner awareness. If you think about it, you, Rick, me, every person watches what passes through us. The thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the opinions, the judgments. There's a part of us that watches everything go through us. And that is the part that I call your watcher, your witness, your inner awareness. That if when you're feeling jarred or feeling crummy or feeling upset or angry, you're able to stop. That's the most important thing. Just say stop. This is not who I am. I can go inside myself and shift and find some greater strength. It's almost like I wish I could wave up a red stop sign that says, stop and shift.
With us on This Week in America, that's so important, and you do such an excellent job in the book of laying that out in words that everyone can understand. In fact, that's something that one of the reasons I believe the book is so popular and so successful is you really don't talk down to teenagers, do you? You talk at their language level with respect, and they're able to walk away from reading the book with something that's going to benefit their lives dramatically.
Thank you for saying that. One student, when I was getting teen feedback, said to me, I don't want anybody telling me how to live my life.
Yes.
And I said to him, I'm not telling anybody, I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm inviting you to go inside and find out.
Well, and you talk about principles that the ancient yoga principles we were talking about, and you recommend these. Talk about some of the important principles that you feel it's important for for teenagers to understand.
There are 5 principles for social harmony with others, for getting along well in life, and 5 principles for being the best person you can be. These are the first 2 limbs of the 8 limbs of yoga. They're the foundation. And the first ultimate umbrella, foremost, is be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, do no harm. And that's followed with being truthful, respecting what belongs to others, manage your energy, let go of energy drains, be moderate, and let go of attachment. Those would be the social harmony principles. And then there are 5 principles for making yourself the best person you can be. And the first one is cleanliness or purity, keeping your life clean, your mind clean. And the next one is an important one, cultivate contentment. Don't be a complainer. If things aren't working, look at what doesn't work, tell the truth about it, plant some seeds for something better. Develop discipline, study yourself, and finally, surrender it all to a higher power because you really don't have control over everything. You take the best steps you can, and then you know you need to surrender.
The book has illustrations. It is an upbeat voice reviewing every principle that we were talking about there. The book is called Teen Triumph, 10 Ways to a Winning Life. The author is Dr. Johanna Mosca. That's Mosca. Her website is YogaLife.net. You can link on directly by going to our website, thisweekinamerica.us. You talk in the book about monkey minds. Explain, that's an interesting concept. Talk about that.
That's an ancient concept in yoga. They call the frenetic fluctuations, ramblings of the mind, your monkey mind, as opposed to when you're calmer and you're witnessing life, and you're coming from a place of core consciousness or inner strengths. And it's the part of you that is always blaming and criticizing and judging and making things wrong and feeling separation and not liking and having grievances and problems. Whereas your core, the witness part of yourself, is your higher self. The monkey's your ego. And the core is inward looking. It sees connectedness, community, oneness, cooperates. It's filled with harmony, witnesses with detachment, and it allows and forgives rather than blaming and judging and criticizing. And, you know, your core essence, your backdrop from which you perceive life, that everything comes through you. One day you're sad, one day you're happy, but there's a backdrop part of you that's your core. That's your higher essence, your strength. And it's the opposite of the monkey. So in one of my books, Cultivate Contentment, I have a chart contrasting your monkey mind and your core essence.
This is all in the book, Teen Triumph. In talking about the monkey mind, you talk about sometimes we have to bite the bullet, find a way to leave the scene. How difficult is that for teenagers in particular to learn that? You're maybe a little combative at the time, and rather than engaging in something, it's sometimes better just to turn around and walk away from that situation.
Yes, if you see yourself getting hooked, it's like you have that hook in your mouth.
Yes.
And it's pulling you, just to say, my peace is more important than this. If I walk away, I can come back stronger and win. Whereas if I get hooked now and I'm reactive and I'm in a weak place, it's not going to work. Let me get out of here, recoup myself, get out of my inner strength, and see what my strategy would be. My peace is more important than this.
In the book, Teen Triumph, we've talked about inner strength, and you've got 7 strengtheners that you talk about in the book. And these are so helpful for not only teenagers, but for all of us. And just several, looking through them, quickly release negativity. That's really important and crucial, isn't it? It's so difficult for us because if it's negative for some reason, that lasts a long time with many of us. It'll last longer than positive thinking.
Well, think about the high suicide rate. Somebody who's contemplating suicide has latched on to some negative thoughts. Life isn't working for me. They don't love me. They're mean to me. I want out of here. Whatever it is, the negative thoughts have been magnified. And the whole of quantum physics is what you think is what you get. So it's gigantic. Negative, quickly release negative thoughts. As I was doing the book, the 7 of them just came up because remember to be grateful, think positive thoughts, quickly release negative. Questioning your own perceptions. Sometimes they're wrong, and it's not that people don't like them. There's a whole host of reasons. Practice forgiveness, contribute good energy, and most important, like yourself every day. There's such a high incidence of teen-inflicted self-injury. Teens inflicting self-injury, liking yourself.
Dr. Johanna Mosca is our guest on This Week in America. The book is called Teen Triumph. The website is YogaLife.net. Dr. Mosca's last name is spelled Mosca. Information, of course, by going directly to our website, which is thisweekinamerica.us, and you can link on directly and get that information. I mentioned the response has really been excellent. Talk about what that's like as someone who's a teacher and an educator, when you actually see almost the light bulb going off as you're talking to young people and you get correspondence back from them after reading the book. It has to be really rewarding to see that you're giving them some really wisdom they need to get through some very tough years of their lives.
It's wonderful. It's very, very heartwarming.
And the book is called Teen Triumph. A couple of minutes left in the program. I mentioned that this is something that adults can use as well in going through. It's things that we take for granted in going through life. You've got reflection on the questions that you talk about in the book. You sort of summarize and go back and what people are to take away from this. In fact, what are some of the takeaways that you would like to have young readers take away from reading Teen Triumph?
Well, first, I would like them to know that they're not the only ones experience the day-to-day ups and downs of being human. Of course, I'd love to have them focus on living the 10 principles, but if they at least adopted the first one, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, do no harm. And I would hope that they could increase self-concept and learn to like themselves more. I have a mirror exercise after each chapter in which they say supportive things to themselves about following that particular principle. I would love them to learn to stop and recognize when they see that they're experiencing some kind of negative energy. Perhaps the stop and shift sign I told you about, they could make one and use it in life. And I'd love to have them practice the 7 strengtheners. Remember to stay grateful, to like themselves every day. And I just hope that they find something in the book that makes them feel empowered and that makes writing it so worthwhile to me.
Well, it is an excellent book. It's called Teen Triumph, 10 Ways to a Winning Life. Our guest on the program has been Dr. Johanna Mosca, M-O-S-C-A. The book is available all across the country, and you can buy the book directly, get information on it, and a whole lot of other information at Dr. Mosca's website, which is YogaLife.net. And, of course, you can link on directly to the website by going to our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Dr. Mosca, it's been a pleasure having you on the program. Excellent job with the book. Thank you for sharing it with us on the program.
Thank you for this wonderful interview. Lots of love.
Thank you. And once again, the book is called Teen Triumph. It's available at the website YogaLife.net. And, of course, information available at our website, thisweekinamerica.us.